Hey yo, Antonio. If you struggle to see in the distance, that's a massive disadvantage. And yet, this is what 23% of the global population live with every single day. I am of course talking about myopia, the reason why more and more people are relying on glasses or contact lenses for everyday tasks, such as watching TV or driving. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 1. What you should be doing if you do not have myopia and want to keep it that way, and 2. If you already have myopia, what you should be doing to stop further progression. To get us all on the same page though, what exactly is myopia? Myopia is a condition where the light from distant objects focuses in front of the retina rather than on it. As a result, distant objects appear blurry while close objects appear normal. This usually happens when the eyeball grows longer than normal, or the refractive power of the cornea and lens are too strong, both of which are a product of your genetics and your environment. On a global level, this currently affects about 23% of the world's population, but at the rate at which we're going, it'll reach 50% by the year 2050. So, what can we do about it? Our eyes grow from when we are a baby all the way up to our late teens. Much like our height, there's an age at which the eye stops growing larger. So during that time, setting the right environment for the eye to not grow more than it should becomes really important, albeit genetics are something we have very little control over. Of the many factors, outdoor time is the most important factor in preventing myopia in children. Our current knowledge is that children who spend more than 14 hours a week outside are significantly less likely to be myopic. There are many theories that try to explain why outdoor time matters so much. Could it be that the intensity of light stimulates the retina to grow in a certain way, or is it that everything outdoors is simply further away from you? Regardless, the recommendation is that a minimum of 2 hours outside every day is the best answer we have to prevent myopia, and is the approach that the Taiwanese government have taken to fight the alarming rate of myopia for its citizens. Also, in 2019, a meta-analysis that looked at more than 3,000 children showed that outdoor time was the most important factor in preventing myopia and should be the bare minimum we should be doing to counteract it. On top of that, the second most important thing is to reduce the amount of time we spend with near objects, such as our phones or tablets. From a collection of 14 papers that looked at the impact of near work and myopia, 7 of them suggested that near work was the reason why we see so many people with myopia nowadays. So the way I would look at it is this: outdoor time is absolutely vital for children, and reducing near work wherever possible should be the approach we should be taking in preventing them from needing glasses in the first place. If you are already older than 24 and do not have myopia, consider yourself lucky, as the likelihood of you developing myopia is slim to none. Once you have myopia, there is very little that can be done to reverse it. There is, however, a way to delay further progression, and it falls under something called myopia control, and is the main subject of this video. Nowadays, there are resources that you can easily access online as to what options you have, and I'll link them down in the description below. But let me summarize it for you in case you don't have the time to read it all. Your options can be divided into optical and pharmaceutical. Optical myopia control includes specially made glasses or contact lenses that have been proven to slow down myopia progression. In recent years, lens manufacturers such as Hoya and Essilor have come up with myopia control spectacle lenses that reduce the progression by 50%. In other words, let's say that you are a progressing myope with a current prescription of -1, and by the age of 18, we expect it to stop progressing at -5. Given that a total of 4 diopters have progressed, had you worn myopia control lenses from the beginning, it would have stopped at about -3 instead. The evidence surrounding how effective these glasses are is actually very strong, and often these manufacturers come with guarantees that if your prescription changes by more than half a diopter within about 12 months, they'll give you a new set of lenses free of charge. If you are curious as to what the theory is behind how these lenses work, let me know in the comments below so that I can make a separate video explaining all of this. I can see myopia control glasses becoming more and more popular with the ever-growing population of myopic individuals and advancements in R&D. I just hope that we reach a point where these options become accessible to everyone, regardless of their socioeconomic status. Your options are not limited to glasses, however. Contact lenses are another great alternative to myopia control, and the most trustworthy one of them all is a contact lens made by Vision called MiSight, which also reduces the progression by about a half. The clear advantage of contact lenses over glasses is that myopic children can easily participate in outdoor activities such as sport without the worry of breaking their glasses, all the while controlling their myopia. A disadvantage, however, is that Vision recommends that children wear MiSight for a minimum of 10 hours per day for 6 days a week, which can be quite a big commitment. Although there are several optical myopia controls options available, I wanted to highlight the MiyoSmart, the Stellest, and MiSight because the evidence surrounding their effectiveness is the strongest, and you can find them at most optometry clinics providing myopia control as a service. Pharmaceutical myopia control, however, cannot be overlooked. It is another great way of controlling myopia through the use of low-dose atropine, which has also been proven to reduce myopia progression by about a half. And it involves putting in 1 drop into each eye every night until it comes to a stop. This eye drop can be obtained through a prescription by your optometrist, like myself, but depending on the dosage, it can only be made by a compounding pharmacist, which can make things a little bit tricky. My opinion is that optical myopia control is easier to implement than pharmaceutical myopia control, although you can do both, because the effects are similar, but atropine requires more repeat prescriptions by your optometrist and comes with more side effects. Not to also mention that there is a risk of rebounding if the user suddenly stops taking the eye drops, negating the effects of what we have already worked on. I would love to go into more detail about how these options actually work, but I can't explain everything here without the video being way too long, and I want to keep this topic simple so more people can understand. Watch this space because myopia control is not going anywhere, and I'll make updated videos as new options get introduced. But for now, if you've learned something new, or at least found something useful, then yay, thumbs up to you. If you want to thumbs up back, that'll be greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.